information. First information about the front line today, early in the morning, even earlier than ever, usually, the Azerbaijani armed forces attempted offensive in several directions. Firstly, in the northern direction, after short artillery preparation, they have tried to attack several positions. Immediately, they were distracted. They fled away, leaving multiple corpses. Throughout the day, battles continued in the southern area from Arak. Our armed forces have some positional improvement, but I cannot provide specifics. In the central line, two different processes were underway. First, in Martuni-Charter direction, throughout the day, they tried to break through the line by very intense combat operations without employment of armored vehicles, mostly by fire engagement, quite intense fire engagement. There are no positional changes in that directions, but the battles are quite stubborn. As already mentioned, in multiple directions of the villages, the forestry villages near Shushi, to the western side of Shushi, you have seen that the defense army and from Artsakh there were several comments on it, that throughout the night, as a result of combat operation, this subversive, and what are the results of fighting these subversive thugs? We really have quite good improvement. Many military base and manpower were distracted. However, the operations continue because these small subversive groups appear in some villages, in some areas. They are thrown back, then they appear again. So you have seen that today we have captured the terrorists whom we have shown and who confessed, who are their trainees, who are the mediators, who are their transporters. And according to reliable information at our hand, these groupings, these terrorist thugs, in fact, are being used by the Azerbaijani armed forces as meat for the artillery, like animals to be used in the first line of defense to actually overcome, as a means to overcome the first line of defense. We have always mentioned that this is going to be their destiny, their fate. We would like the whole world to be more vigilant and to see all this. In general, these are the status of the hostilities of the combat operations. Of course, the intensity of the warfare has been a little bit reduced. In some places, even if there are shootings, they are by deployment of some artillery, but armored forces are being used less because we are able to immediately distract any movable target. This is the situation. Now let's take the questions. Aravot Daily. What is the situation in Kapan? There is information that some houses were burnt in Davidbek village with one casualty, several injured. I don't know anything about casualties in Davidbek. If there are any, we will let you know after we clear this out. Yes, in this direction there were combat activities, and the artillery forces targeted this particular village, and there are certain, of course, implications. Azatütün radio station, the defense army today communicated that another terrorist was captured. Does this mean that there are any other captives? If so, please tell us a number. I cannot tell you this number. Actually, if need be, the defense army will communicate this. I think there are some people whom we cannot actually show. Armenia today, we have received pieces of information. Actually, it's the same question about David Bek village. Why Armenian armed forces don't use UAVs? We don't have any, or we are not capable to use theirs. We do not discuss such questions. Why Armenian drones are not deployed? Why do you think they are not deployed? Simply don't ask this type of questions about specific combat operations, episodes, types of ammunition. Don't ask such questions, please. A while ago, there were rumors spread that the enemy is deploying phosphor weaponry. If this is confirmed, what will be the steps? We are yet investigating whether phosphor weaponry has been used or not. I can tell you the following. In general, the Azerbaijani side is deploying in Stepanakert, in Shushi, in Mardagert, Askeran, and in other settlements. They are deploying against the civilians banned weaponry. And I would like to ask to draw your attention on this. This should be in the focus of attention of the whole world. The Artsakh Armenians, first of all, were subjected to aggression from Azerbaijani side. And if anyone in any part of the world thinks that Artsakh does not have a legitimate right to target and to distract those targets from where aggression against Artsakh Armenians is being extended, then they should really give a thought to it. In large cities of Azerbaijan, there are different military facilities located, specifically the airports from where the aircraft belonging to Azerbaijan and belonging to Turkey. We have proven it several times. Also, we have seen the proofs from US through satellite imagery of how F-16 jet fighters are located in Azerbaijan, and they have been located there since August. And if from this object aggression is being extended to the civilian, peaceful population of Artsakh, then it is the full right of Artsakh to target and to distract these objects and facilities. This is a remark to mention one more time and to really communicate it to our partners, because first of all, it is the Artsakh population who has been subjected to aggression. If there are some very old, even Soviet times armored vehicles which are being used, may hit and may not get into the target, then, on the contrary, Azerbaijan has quite pinpoint armored vehicles whereby they are targeting the Artsakh population. Definitely, they didn't hit Artsakh church by mistake, or they didn't hit the maternity facility by mistake. And after all this, often they speak about the peaceful coexistence within Azerbaijan. This is really funny, to put it mildly. Azerbaijan has to think this about how after shooting the grandfather of Hadrut, they would be able to peacefully live with his grandchildren in Hadrut, which they want to invade. This is a very important question. Today, the terrorist who was captured spoke about 200 terrorists only in one direction. He mentioned that they were trapped and they were left alone. And some of the Syrian terrorists, mercenaries, didn't even have weapons in hands before. Actually, it is really funny when a terrorist says that they have never before seen a weapon, but these 200 persons about whom he mentioned, he saw these particular 200 people with whom he arrived, with whom they were worked on. Unfortunately, there are many such 200s, and according to the reliable information we dispose of, and we earlier officially stated about this in some directions, the combat operations are entrusted to these terrorists, which are being used as live shields against actually to take the firing that comes from the Armenian side. If no more questions this much follow us, we will definitely win.